What's going on, guys? Helicrafter RC. Haven't done an updated video in a while, so I'm just making a quick video. I had put a post that I was getting a direct drive N60 tail kit for the double horse 9116, as well as the Xtreme 180 Pro A motor for the main motor. The 180 Pro came in. Check it out. It's a pretty common upgrade for these. Kind of went in no problem. Basically just have to take the top of the frame off, unscrew the old motor. The only tricky thing was adjusting the main cog gear off of this motor. You had to slide it down a little bit on the shaft, and that was kind of tricky. I galled it up a little bit, but it's working okay. Basically the difference between this and the other motor, guys, see if I can get this on there, if you can see. It says Xtreme on there, but whatever. This right here, if you can see from the top, is a bearing motor. It's going to run smoother than the stock motor once it's broken in. It's also going to cool more efficiently since it can have the air cooling directly from the top. And again, these have replaceable brushes. You can either replace it with the silver brushes or carbon brush. This is a brushed motor. Basically what that means is, instead of spending $10 to replace a motor, you spend $20 on this, and all you have to do to keep it up, maintenance, instead of replacing the whole thing, is just go in there and replace the brushes. This is going to run a lot cooler than the stock motor, a lot smoother than the stock motor. It's going to have less vibration. Because it has a stronger magnet, it's going to be a little bit more torque. I have given it a quick test flight. There isn't a huge difference from stock. A little bit. These motors like to be, basically their happy spot is around 80% throttle, always running at high RPM. I do have the mops disconnected. I do notice on this, once I put the new motor in, if you guys are familiar with this, even with stock, if you have the blades to a dead stop and then you give it a slight amount of throttle, sometimes it'll cut out unless you throttle up quickly. This one, you have to throttle it up to about half, or it'll cut out just from that initial start. But it does seem to hold pretty well. It's supposed to draw less current overall because of the bearings. Even though it is a higher capacity motor, you want to make sure that you are running at least a 20C LiPo to keep this thing cool. These will replace direct replacement of the stock batteries. They'll fit right in there. These are always what I use with this. These are Power Tiger LiPos, Platinum Edition, 900 milliamps. Any 900 milliamp LiPo should fit in there. You can find the 900 milliamp LiPos on eBay for maybe about $5 a piece from China. These ones I paid a little bit more, about $10 a piece, because these are 25C constant discharge rate. And I wanted to, make sure I had the higher C rating. A lot of people are running these with 10 Cs. You shouldn't do that. This has a 45C burst and a 25C constant. And the reason I need that higher C rating is because that N60 direct drive tail, once I get it in there, is going to be drawing a lot of current. It's really made for a 3-cell LiPo. These are only 2 cells, but we'll see if I can run it without blowing my PCB here. But yeah, people said that the stock tail motor won't hold because this has too much torque. I'm actually having no problems with it. This is a newer tail motor itself. It's a stock tail motor, maybe 5 or 6 flights on it, so it's holding for now. Works pretty well. We'll see once I get that direct drive on there how these two. It's going to be a little bit heavier than this one. We'll see how it lifts. I did have to add more forward trim because this motor is significantly lighter than the stock motor, so you're going to lose a little bit of front weight, which overall, isn't a big deal. You can just trim it up, adjust your servos, and that's actually going to give you more flight time because it's lighter. See it in there. Compared to the stock motor casing, if you on this one too, ignore the bearings at the top, but the stock casing motor is probably almost as tall as this plastic bearing piece, so the motor itself is a little bit shorter. And my other question was, I guess, as far as mods on this, were about my blades. Someone had asked me where I got my these blades. These are actually just the stock 9116 blades. I have another set. These ones are a little banged up, so I made a new set. You can check them out. Basically all I did, the ones on here are Sharpie marker. These ones I actually painted. Just tape it off with, it's just Rust-Oleum semi-gloss, or low gloss, I don't remember which paint I used. Then the edges I did with a marker. Gives it a real nice look, front and back. Especially if you're using paint, guys, make sure that, this doesn't add much weight, but make sure that you get your stripes equal, measure them out on both blades, because just a little bit of the paint, that little bit of weight difference, if you have it in the wrong place on the other blade, is going to throw the balance of the blades off. And with these 9116s, you can't really adjust blade balance, so make sure you try to keep it as even as possible. But yeah, it gives it a nice custom look on there. You can always buy different blades for different helicopter and kind of retrofit, but so far it fits well. Looks cool. And yeah, that's it. So I will, if you have any questions, actually if you're looking for this motor, I should probably say that, it's Xtreme, it's X instead of the E, so it's Xtreme is the name of the motor. Xtreme 180 Pro. This is the A motor. You want to use the A. There's an A and a B motor. You want to use the A motor in this. Basically, it's just the difference of, these motors are a little, how do you want to say it, they have advance in the timing, almost like if you advance the timing in your car engine, they have a little bit more of an advance. So the A and the B is just a different way the advance works with the rotation. So if you put the wrong motor in, then it's going to actually have retardation, because it's going to be spinning the opposite direction, and it's not going to be any different than the stock motor, because you're going to not have your timing advance. But yeah, so that's that. Xtreme. You can go to www.xtreme with the X, Xtreme, -productions, xtremeproductions.com is the website for these. You can order all your extra brushes. They have lots of upgrades for other helicopters as well. Your best bet for this, I know their website has it for about 17 bucks for the motor. Your best bet's eBay. Check it out. You might pay a little bit more. I know they're usually always out of stock on the manufacturer's website, so try to get them off eBay. Just make sure you are getting a legitimate motor and not a fake one. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message. Alright? Happy flying.